So hear me when I say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon that's formed against me against me shall prosper. No. Step by step and day by day, I take the narrow road that leads to eternal life. With my sword and my shield, I am determined to live in the joy you bring.
Pressing on that upper's way, striving to that blessed day. 10,000 may fall beside me, but I won't fear no. Cause all that stuff they do won't bother me, nah. This is Big Dada telling you, ha. Don't worry about a thing, no, nah. Cause weapons may form, but they won't try.
No weapon.
What's up? Hey, listen, this is Dr. Phelps, and you're tuning in to Imani Podcast. Again, Imani Podcast is, again, a creative platform for Imani writers, also creatives, creative partners, industry partners, to showcase their talent, to also share their wisdom and share their knowledge and their insights. And today, we're actually broadcasting on site, in person, right here at Fort Knox Studio. Fine Design Photography with my guy, our creative director of Imani Productions, Imani Faith Productions, Brother Carey Borders. And
yes, sir.
Again, and so what we want you to do is go ahead and text somebody, share this video with someone, and while you're there, go ahead and, if you don't mind, go ahead and like this page or subscribe to the page, whether you're watching via Facebook or whether you're watching via YouTube or on the Imani Writers cohort page. Again, we're on live Imani Podcast, and we have our very, very special guest, Carey Borders. And listen, I just want to, first of all, welcome you to the show.
That's my
and
honor. Thank you.
For the few people in the world who don't know who Carey Border is and who has never gotten their picture taken, because listen, we're sitting here watching this this photo show, and I mean, there are just so many people, so everybody that has been through here. So just why don't you just take a moment to introduce yourself?
Okay, well, appreciate it. Well, first, thank you for having me. It's an honor. You know, I'm just telling you, when we came on, a little nervous. I'm like, wow, I'm never on this side of the camera. It's funny. But
now you know what we feel like.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. But my name is Carey Borders of Fine Design Photography, LLC. I love doing what I do. I've been in this line of work for a long time. I'm a photographer, also a musician, so I've been blessed and fortunate enough to work in my passion and my love for the past maybe 23 years full time.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a great thing, a great experience. I've captured a number of noted people
Yeah, I'm looking at all of them. I'm like, man, this is
Yeah.
like, wow, who haven't you shot? You know?
Yeah, quite a few that I want to shoot.
Okay. All right. Well,
with the camera. With the camera. But this is what I do. This is what I do. I had the honor of capturing a number of your authors, which has been an honor and a privilege. Each time it's a different experience, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that's always great.
Well, while we're right there, before we get into like really some specifics, you shot basically all of our authors, and part of the reason for that is because I think image is important.
Mm-hmm.
I think professional image, especially nowadays, because everybody has their cell phones,
Mm-hmm.
and don't get it wrong, cell phones take nowadays
Excellent pictures, yes.
take some decent pictures for social media. Okay.
Yeah.
But I can't use them
Mm-hmm.
when I go to. They don't translate to print very well.
Yes.
Yeah. So can you talk about the importance of that? And why should we hire a professional photographer?
Well, for one, you're going to get the quality
Yeah.
that you need. There are a lot of people out here who say they are professional photographers. And it's funny because everyone picks up a camera, takes a clear picture. They're not considered a professional photographer. We have a lot of detail in what we do. We from the actual concept to completion.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. You have to know lighting. You have to be able to experience all the settings in the camera.
Yeah.
Study your gear. The Bible talks about a study to show yourself approved. So this is what I had to do. I had to study my craft.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning. Daily. They're coming out with different gadgets, different things. So it's very important that you work with a professional photographer that, one, understands the concept.
Yeah.
Two, that can capture the concept. Three, can complete the concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know we've had, situations just through book covers. Hey, man, look, can you go in and can you fix this? And we've gone through and had to make a lot of adjustments.
Right.
Some people aren't going to be able to make these adjustments.
Right.
And so this is why it's my desire every time I'm behind the camera to capture it right through the lens so that it does not take a whole lot of editing.
Right.
Because everyone has some type of beauty, or should have some type of beauty, inner beauty, outer beauty. And as long as, we're in the sessions, we're trying to capture the inner beauty, what the thoughts are behind what your concept is, not just for, book covers, but, if it's someone that's coming in just for a photo session, I want to make sure, okay, well, what is your desire? What do you want to see? Because we're basically immortalizing.
Right.
And we have to be able to say 20 years down the line, wow, this was me, and this is how I looked. Unfortunately, we have to deal with people passing, and a professional image looks so much better.
Yeah, on obituary.
On an obituary. Whether it was 20 years ago, whether it was 2 days ago.
Right.
It looks so much better.
Right.
And then it translates again to print.
Right.
Because you see all these fuzzy images on everything,
Especially when you blow them up.
Yes.
The resolution. And the other thing that you did, in addition to the professionalism, in addition to knowing what settings, having the right equipment, the lights, and all of that thing, the thing that I love, I wish you guys could be in the Fort Knox studio with us, right now. I mean, it is just amazing. I really wish I had my staff here so that they can actually show you, what's involved. And he creates an atmosphere. And it really, to be honest with you, it's kind of like, I hate to even compare it to worship, but it is a matter of creating an atmosphere.
Yes.
So like even as I came in, you had music playing, you had lights, the appropriate thing. We discussed what we were going to do, and so I just love working with you. And every photo shoot we do is a blast, man.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
And I mean it's like, man, it's like a mini concert. It's like a party. And the people get into character, and when we look at the results, I mean, it's just, man, your attention to detail. And I've kind of noticed, you know, because we've been doing this a while. You know,
Mhm.
we've been riding Imani for a
Yeah,
minute,
yeah.
and I've even noticed, you know, that you're starting to play with color a lot.
Mhm.
Can you talk a little bit about that? I mean, like, you know, I'm just starting to see, um, you know, like, uh, I don't even know what to call it, but
Well,
you know, neons
mhm.
and all of that stuff. But you're
Yeah.
playing with a whole bunch of stuff, just being real. So, what are some of your inspirations and creative? You know, because I'm seeing
Mhm.
the evolution
Mhm.
of Carey. You know, I'm seeing
Okay.
that, bro. So, what's going on?
Well, let's go back just a little bit to what you said about the atmosphere.
Yes, yes,
When I walk through the door, the first thing I do,
yeah.
I put on worship music.
Oh, wow.
That every time I walk through my
Okay.
door, I put on worship music so that
Okay.
I can get myself centered.
Yes, yes.
And then that all even plays with and into color
Oh, wow.
because I start to feel, the vibe. I start to, like, okay, I'm in worship mode, and I look, wow, okay, man, I can see some, blues coming in for peace. I can see the royalty in the purple. I can see the reds coming in.
All right,
You know,
watch your voice, man.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, but
yeah,
that's what I do. And then, when the client comes in, I if I have to shift,
yeah.
to what's going to bring their vibe out, it's time that I can put on some jazz. We'll go house in here. We'll
Yeah.
throw on some of your favorite George Clinton. And we have some of everything playing. But still, where I am, I'm still set in that worship
Oh, wow.
mode.
Wow. Wow.
And
Wow.
as much as I love all genres of music, you know, I've already prepared myself for where I need to be.
Yeah.
So, as far as adding the colors that you talked about, I said, I always try to keep up to date with equipment and different
Okay.
things. So I've introduced a neon series. I started doing a
So
thing.
that is okay.
Yes, I've done
Okay.
neon paint on clients. We've had full paintings, on a client, and
Really?
yeah.
I was just talking. In fact, we're looking at one now. I wish you guys
Hmm.
could see that. It's amazing. In fact, I was just chatting with someone. You know, just because I've been telling everybody that, hey, I'm coming to see Carey,
Hmm.
and you need to get in the studio. You know, with them and all that kind of stuff. And they asked me about body paint.
Hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
so. And again, they educated me because I said, "Well, do you mean like tattoos?" And they was like, "No, no,
Mm.
no, I mean body paint, you
Yeah.
know." And I'm like, "Okay, well, and how long does it stay on?" So how does that? Talk to us about the creative process for the body painting, and do you work
Hmm.
with someone or do
Yeah.
you something you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
How does that
I
happen?
have a young lady that I started working with, Megan, who is an excellent artist, and she came in and she did a couple of models for me.
Yeah,
Just did some painting, and I was in awe. And we set up the black lights, so we have black lights in here at the time when we're doing that, and everything else is
right,
dark,
right.
and the capturing, you got to know your camera settings for that. You just can't go in and shoot it on automatic because it's going to come out wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to know your camera settings and all of that. And just to see some of the captures from it, it's, I don't know if they can see this here, but that's one of them there.
Oh wow,
You
nice.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's neon. You know, it was all in a session.
Oh wow.
We had a blast. And
Wow.
so what I do, I try to give everyone who comes through an experience.
Hmm.
And I want them to understand that you're going to get, what you ask for
Right,
and some.
right,
I
right.
try to go above and beyond. In some of our sessions we've had, I try to go to the point, where I'm actually communicating with the person in front of the camera, so that they can kind of relax and open up, and even talk during the sessions. Okay, hey, all right, look, what are you feeling? What are you feeling? Just
Right.
different things.
Okay. Well, I love it, man, because again, I love it because you know, number one, you're a great listener, but I also love it because you're very creative, and
Thank you.
once we talk about, we have like what's called a planning session. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, not only just talking now, we're talking about the creative process,
Mm-hmm.
especially as it relates to book publishing. You know, we have a planning session. You know, I'll identify, you know, a graphic designer. Um, you know, a lot of times we work with Clyde, you know,
Clyde
Clyde
Branch.
Branch.
Mm-hmm.
But I work with a number of graphic designers, and sometimes I'll even design. But then I bring Carey in, and we'll talk about it, and we have this planning session, and this is that is vitally important,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what's going to determine, again, what you wear, and at are we doing makeup, because again we have
Mm-hmm.
Landis, we have Nafisha, Miller, we have a number of again, this we're just talking about the Imani team, and you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
hearing from them shortly on future podcasts, but we bring all of those professionals, creatives and
Definitely.
professionals together, man, and it all works together because we have what's called synergism, in together,
Mm-hmm.
we produce some great stuff, and but it always, to me, your ability, I just like working, with you, because and now it just makes a little sense, because usually, sometimes, creatives can be very difficult to work with.
I
You
get
know,
that.
yeah, but not, but we've, I mean, even in difficult situations where we
Mm-hmm.
either had to reshoot something or we had to do something, everything has always been done decently and in order. So I
Mm-hmm.
really, really do highly recommend that, for your next photo shoot, that you come and check out, Carey at
Yes,
Fine
please,
Design.
please.
So let's dig a little bit deeper, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, how long have you been shooting?
I picked up my first camera and took my first picture in 1980.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 1980.
Wow.
Yeah, and here
Wow.
it is, 2021.
Well, I was 17 years old at that time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you only got me by a couple of years,
Yeah.
but and because I was in high school and
Hmm.
hung out with a group of guys, and we were all photographers,
Okay.
and we did all of the yearbook stuff and everything. So it was a love. I fell in love with photography.
Yeah. I think I may have mentioned this to you. I don't have many regrets,
Hmm.
but the one regret that I do have, I had a scholarship for
Hmm.
photography
Wow.
to the Art Institute of
Hmm.
Chicago. And because I wanted to play basketball, I chose to do that
Hmm.
because classes were in the evenings and
Hmm.
then also on Saturdays.
Okay.
And and my grandmother Dora Sanders said to me once, and she said, if you're mixed minded about something, don't do it.
Mm. Okay.
And I was mixed minded, to be
Hmm.
honest with you, because I mean I love playing ball,
Okay.
but I wish,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, I wish,
Oh
because
yeah.
I mean, in ball years, I would have been retired like 20
Hmm.
some odd years, but in photography years I could still be doing this, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying.
Yes.
And so I do kind of appreciate that, because I started doing it when I was in elementary school at
Okay.
Urban, and that was when
Wow.
we had a dark room.
Hmm.
When
Yeah,
we
that's where I
literally had
started.
film, we had to actually process the film.
Hmm.
So I remember that in the basement, and then, yeah, we did the book, book clubs and
Hmm.
stuff like that too. But that was just you just kind of triggered that.
Okay.
So and what are some of your influences? And I know you take pictures, but do you do anything else in terms of your photography?
You know, I do architectural. I love architecture. I'll take my camera out and go shoot something. I'll go walk downtown and just go shoot buildings.
Okay.
I'll do street photography. Just shoot people. I have
Wow.
I have one shot that I lost on an old hard drive that
Mm,
won actually an award. It was a homeless man. He
okay.
had dreads, and he was just standing there smoking a cigarette. Looking away, and it was just so much power in the image. I mean, where you can see every bit of detail in the skin and everything. So stuff like that influences me. Another thing that influences me is um, looking at others' work.
Okay, so
You
talk
know,
to me about that.
well, my favorite fashion photographer,
Okay,
Lindsay Adler,
okay.
out of New York. Lindsay is just a fashion
Now
photography
you know,
beast.
I want to act like I know who Lindsay is. I
Wow.
want to say, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Now see, I wish I'd gotten my magazine over there.
I would, you know, I want to act like I know who it is. I have no idea who Lindsay is, but yeah,
Well,
but
see,
yeah,
I love fashion photography.
yeah,
I love it. And I will sit back, and Lindsay is such a beast at it. And her lighting technique blows my mind. I'll just go sit, I'll go on YouTube, watch her tutorials. I'll, go to her pages, look at different images that she's captured and say, now, how can I emulate this but put my own twist in it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I've done that, and it was funny. I took one of her seminars, and we were talking because I've met her a few times. Met her in Vegas, met her in Chicago, a couple other places, And so she saw my work, and she's like, "You shot this?" I said, "Yeah. Why? I don't look like I can do this." She said, "This is like something I would do."
Oh wow.
And I'm like, wow, I was literally touched and honored by that,
Right, right.
because here it is. She's one of my gurus that I
Right,
look at,
right.
And she was really impressed with my work. So impressed that when I published my magazine, my second issue, she graced the cover of it.
Okay.
And I did a full interview on her in the magazine and her work. So we kind of built a relationship there. So I was really honored.
Wow.
So
Wow. So again, you're inspired by other photographers
yes.
and stuff, Lindsay, which is great. How would you describe yourself as a photographer? And and most artists have a signature. Most artists have something that they do.
Okay. Describing myself. Well, it's funny. You mentioned Landis, and Landis tells everybody, oh, when you go to Carey, he's going to be dressed. So that's one thing. Everybody knows that Carey, when they come to the studio, 9 times out of 10, I'll be dressed.
Well, I felt like that today. As soon as I walked in, I was like, bro, I should have known.
No, well, you've been around, but, that's one way that I describe myself. So I feel that in order to get excellence, you have to present excellence.
Wow. Yeah.
So if I come and I'm just looking shabby and I don't care how I look, I feel like that's how my work is going to come out. Mm-hmm. But if in fact I feel good about the way that I look, I feel good about my appearance, it gives me a different aura behind the camera. So I'm at a place where I'm, going more for excellence, and it helps me to even communicate with the subjects. Right. Male, female. I don't do many children, but I have done some children. I've done, it's funny, a friend of mine called senior citizens the antiques. I've done, the seniors and all of that. But, they look and they say, okay, well, he's bringing this excellence. Now I have to step up to the part. Yeah. So, that's kind of how I, portray myself. When I'm behind the camera, I want excellence in front of the camera. Yeah. So I try to make sure that I pull that out. Yeah. But it's hard to pull out excellence if you are not looking the part. Wow. You being a pastor, you're not going to go up in the pulpit on first Sunday morning with a pair of holy shorts, not sanctified, but holy shorts, and a raggedy t-shirt.
Yeah, it's interesting that you said that. I'm gonna come back to that because this is your interview.
Okay.
But it's really interesting now, how, because what you're talking about is image, mm-hmm. and what you're talking about is personal standard, mm-hmm. right? And that's being challenged.
Yes.
These days.
It is.
And And so people are kind of doing what they feel,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of across the
Yeah,
across the
I
thing. And
agree.
so, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
so it's an interesting thing, but no, Concord, I am not coming in there with no holy jeans on first Sunday. So you don't have to worry about that. Because again, I really feel like this, just across the board, that you represent not only yourself, but you also represent
Mm-hmm.
the king and your family and everything. So I really do appreciate that. Now, digging a little bit deeper on that, at first, I mean, like I said, I've literally watched you kind of evolve. And at first, I thought your signature was really urban, because, and what I've started to figure is that you always use your environment, whatever
Mm-hmm.
that is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when you were in the warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
and you would take pictures
Mm-hmm.
of the warehouse, and so I would see like a lot of your pictures taken, even though you had like a studio within the warehouse, you would always
Go
do
out.
go out and
Mm-hmm.
do some urban kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Outside, you take some amazing outdoor, and like you were
Thank
talking about
you.
architectural stuff. You always, like I always would see, especially some of my favorite photos that you've done. Has these century old, if not older,
Mm-hmm.
buildings.
Mm-hmm.
That are in the background, and
Mm-hmm.
and how you just kind of connect your person, whoever you're
Mm-hmm.
you're shooting, to that, as a backdrop,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it just is amazing. Or, I'm just even thinking about, pictures that we've used, whether that's Kelly or Pastor Yo's
Mm-hmm.
pictures, and you take the flowers, you take the trees,
Mm-hmm.
if we're
Yeah.
outside, and so, and it's just like right there, like you got a, picture there with,
Mm-hmm.
so so I, again, those kind of outside elements, not to necessarily box you,
Mm-hmm.
but it just seems like that, when I can look at your picture and I can say, Carey did that.
Wow.
I can look at it and say, and so it's really just been amazing. So talk to us about, digging a little bit, going a little bit further into this. What do you shoot with? What is your equipment? Can you give us the secret sauce? Because you already told us about creating the atmosphere and lighting. But okay, what lights do you use? What
Well,
cameras do you
okay.
use?
I
What's your favorite?
continue. My favorite. I've
Yeah.
shot with almost every brand out here.
Okay.
Okay, and I tell people all the time, it's not what you shoot with; it's how
Okay.
you shoot.
Okay.
Okay, and I can go not arrogant at all, but I can go and get $100 camera
Okay.
and shoot just like I would with a $5,000 camera.
Oh wow.
Okay, because it's really the concept behind it. But do I prefer to shoot with a $5,000 camera? Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My gear consists of I have pro photo lighting, which is at the top of the stake line, for lighting. I use pro photo flash. I even go down sometimes because when I'm shooting on location outdoors or whatever, I don't want to take those lights outside because they cost a lot more.
Hmm.
I'll shoot with Godox. I have Neewer lights, which are my constant lights that I use for just throwing in a splash of color. If I want to throw some red and blue in there, whatever, I use those. And then I have my neons as well, so they're all Neewer. But as far as my camera gear, I now shoot Sony. I love Sony. I elevated from Nikon to Canon to Sony, and I'll be here a long time until somebody else comes out with something better.
What about lenses?
Lenses, I use Sony lenses, I use Sigma lenses. My favorite go-to lens is my Sigma Art 105. That thing is in the industry. everyone wants that lens.
Mhm.
You know, that one, and then I have a couple of other lenses. I have a couple of other Sigma lenses. I have some Sony lenses. Um, but you know, my go-to is my Sigma 105.
Wow. So wow. Um, so how how has the pandemic, affected your artwork, or your business, or your shooting?
Well, let's go back to when COVID first hit in March of last year.
Mhm.
I got COVID in
Oh wow.
March.
Okay.
My son had COVID.
Okay.
And so it affected, you know, I couldn't shoot. And then they started shutting things down very quickly. So from March until I think one of Imani's clients was my first client coming off of
Mhm.
my hiatus for COVID.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So from March till the end of June, I was locked down.
Oh wow.
You know, no work, nothing. But then end of June, it seemed this just blossomed. People were like, okay, I've got cabin fever or whatever. And things just started picking up. I did a few sessions because I didn't have a studio at the time, had to let a lot of things go. I did a lot of sessions in my home. I set up my downstairs area as a studio,
Mhm.
and wife's like, okay, I'm tired of this now, you know, so I had to
Hey
pull that
Cindy.
away. And I had to get a studio. So I worked literally outdoors more than anything,
Right.
you know, from June. And then it started getting cold. You know, I said I had to find a place.
Mhm.
And that's when someone introduced me to Fort Knox Studios. And I said, well, where is that? I never heard of it. Came up here and fell in love, man. This was literally the first room that they showed me. They showed me two others, but this room, and it was full at the time of instruments because Fort Knox is known really for rehearsal studios for musicians and music studios, recording studios. All of that is in here. I'm one of the very few artistic people in here as far as you know, photography or video or whatever.
Mhm.
So pandemic actually blessed me
Okay.
to be in here even. So whereas the curse of the pandemic when I didn't work, God actually reversed it, you know, through the pandemic. And I had COVID twice.
Mhm.
And I came literally November off of COVID right into this studio.
Oh wow.
So it was like I said, the curse was reversed and I'm here.
Mm. So, the in addition to COVID-19, do you also take any pictures? I mean, uh, like Black Lives Matter. The the killing
Hmm.
of black and brown. I mean, the protests. Do you take any protest pictures? I mean, are you that kind of dude that's
I will.
okay?
You know, there have been a few times where I've wanted to go out.
Okay. All right.
Okay. My son, I trained him as a photographer.
Yeah.
And he's a lot younger and he goes out and he shoots it.
Okay.
You know, I've wanted to go out,
Okay.
but I'm told that I am too much of a hothead
Mm.
to
Yeah.
be out there.
Yeah.
And because my life matters and different things, I've been told that no, perhaps you should just
Yeah. Yeah. Fight
stay
fight the
here.
battle. Fight the battle another way.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. So, for those who want to reach you, those that want to set up a session,
Hmm.
talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, um, one thing about that, you know, you can reach me. I'm on all social media platforms. I'm working on some new marketing techniques. So, but right now you can reach me. I do have a website, www.finedesign. There's no E in design, so FINEDSIGN photography.com. That was my mom's suggestion. Misser. Then my email is Carey, Carey, the letter B as in boy, at Fine Design Photography, FINEDSIGN photography.com. Those are usually the best ways to reach me. Then you have my social media platforms. My Instagram is Fine Design Photo. My Facebook is Carey Fine Design Borders, I believe. You can reach me there. I get a lot of referrals through social media, and I love that. You know, a lot of referrals come through social media. What else? Those are really the best ways to get me.
Mm-hmm. Good. And so, again, we just want to encourage you to please support Carey.
Yes.
And, he's doing a great work. So, we started, kind of joking, but who are some of the people that you have shot? And then part two to that question is, who would you like to shoot that you haven't shot?
Wow. I've shot you and your beautiful wife.
Yeah, and by the way,
You know.
we need to do another one.
Yeah, we have one scheduled. It's coming up.
Yep.
Wow, I've shot a lot of notable pastors and lawyers. My spiritual mom, Dr. Bernice Williams, Pam Morris, Pastor Horace Smith. Thank you. The late Dr. His name just escaped me, Sladen Palm.
Okay.
My pastor, Sean C. Woody. And so I've done a lot of pastors. Then in the realm of music, you just interviewed one, Adrian B. King.
Okay.
I've done work some years ago for Ricky Dillard, Eric Kirk. Wow, it's a lot of people. I can't even think of.
I know.
I can't even think
so
of.
So who would you want to shoot?
Who would I want to shoot?
Who would you want to shoot?
I would love to shoot Barack and Michelle Obama.
You listening, President Barack and Lady Michelle? You listening?
Yes, I would love to do images of them.
Let Imani produce your next book.
Yes, definitely.
I'd be honored to be your publisher.
Definitely. I think they are at the top of my food chain as far as who I would love to capture. I am one, I just love capturing good people. So I can't really say other than them offhand who I can think of who I would like to capture. Probably some of my favorite music artists.
Right.
I'm not going to go into names because I don't want to get in trouble, but some of my favorite music artists I would love to shoot. And that's something else being here at Fort Knox. I've gotten a good rapport with the owners and the people who run the building, and we have people that come through here all the time. Major artists, Donald Lawrence has been through here, Ricky Dillard, PJ Morton, Chance the Rapper. All of them come through here, and they're like, okay, well, Carey, when we need somebody, can we call you? I said, sure, no problem. And I have never-ending hours. Like my boy Landis, I shoot 24/7. This is what I do for a living. Yeah. So if I get a call and they say, well, hey, they're going to be here at midnight, okay, well, let me take a nap. I'll be there. Right. So it's things like that, I can't really say who I really want to shoot other than the Obamas. Yeah. But I have great opportunities, and I look forward to even bigger opportunities.
Great. All right. So in our last final moments, I always try to have what's called an inspirational, moment or something. There may be someone that's out there listening that needs a word of encouragement. Because what you do,
Hmm.
especially what you do, is vitally important because uh, you make people feel good about themselves.
Strange you say that. I was going to talk about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You make people feel good about themselves. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? You make them. You bring out the beauty
Hmm.
in all of us.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
so I want
Thank
to
you.
commend you for that.
Appreciate it.
But in 30 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever if you have a motivational
Hmm.
minute, what would you say to those that are watching to
Don't give
encourage
up.
them? Yeah.
Don't give up. There's been many times where I felt like this was a time just to, just forget it. I'll just go find another job. And each time I stuck with it, and on the other side, things got better.
Yeah.
So if it's something that you desire to do, whether it's photography, whether it's singing, whether it's just public speaking, whatever it is you desire to do, writing a book, if it's in you, do it.
Please.
You know, whatever it is, don't give up. It may take you 5 years, but don't give up. Don't quit because greater is on the other side. When you sit and look for greater, you'll achieve it. But when you look at defeat, you will be defeated. If you look at defeat, look at it to say, I'm going to overcome you and I'm going to find greater. I was blessed and fortunate enough to be awarded the title of Urban Entrepreneur of the Year in
Congratulations.
2018. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
And at that time, I was at a quitting point, and I got a call and said, "You were nominated for this." And I'm like, wow. And the next call I got was, "We're calling to congratulate you because you have won the title of Urban Entrepreneur of the Year."
Mm,
I didn't quit.
yeah.
So it opened up more doors. So whatever you do, don't quit, don't give up. Don't cancel your dreams. Live your dreams, push through it, don't quit. You'll make it.
Hey, listen. Well, listen. Thank you so much for
Man, it's
hanging
my
out with
honor,
me,
man.
man.
Thank
And
you. Thank you for
and
talking
so
to
we're
me.
looking forward to again getting in the studio and again kind of celebrating because every
Definitely.
time we come in, it's a celebration, but it's also a party, man. It's a
Yeah.
party, and I'm telling you, Carey sets the atmosphere, and again, listen. Do yourself a favor. I'm telling you, this will be the best gift that you can give to yourself. Sow yourself, sow into yourself a photo shoot. All
Definitely.
right, I'm telling you, it's gonna
Definitely.
bless you. When you sit back and you look at not only yourself but just look at, just again how beautiful and how handsome that God has created and made you. And again, sometimes it just takes somebody on the other side to just see, you know, to do that. And when you're working with, people like Carey, like Landis, like Nafisha, and others, that do this kind of work, I'm telling you, they can take it up
Mm-hmm.
a notch, and man, it'll bless you. Not only just
Definitely.
for that moment, because he creates experiences. That's really what you're doing, man. You're creating experiences and building confidences. And so, and what we do is we try to help people to die empty. That's what Imani Writers Cohort
That's
is
good.
that we
That's
try to
good.
help people to die empty. Want to encourage you. Listen, we take people from ideation all the way to implementation. And everybody that's on my staff, everybody that I work with, our professionals, and they excellent, and man, they take, they take a little and make it much, and that's what God has anointed them to do. Again, if you have a book, again, there is a book inside of you. It's your responsibility to tell your story.
Mm-hmm.
Won't you just hit us up at www.imanywriterscohort.com. Again, I'll say it again, www.imanywriterscohort.com. Go ahead and tell us about your project or contact us And we'll be right back. And then one more time, won't you tell them how to reach you?
www.finedsign, then the word photography.com. Instagram is really where you're going to see my work, and that's FINEDSIGNPHOTO. Fine Design Photo. Really the best two ways to reach me.
That's it.
Cool.
So, again, we want to encourage you to reach out to Carey Borders, again, at Fine Design, again, on Instagram. You can get at Fine Design Photo, all right? And also Fine Design _beauty. Or you can, on Facebook, see him at Carey Fine Design Borders, and Fine Design Photography. Or you can go to the website at www.finedesignphotography.com. Again, Carey Borders, I encourage you to please support him. It'll be a blessing to you. Sow into yourself, all right? Invest in yourself. That's what I wanted to say. Not only sow, but invest in yourself, all right? Again, come see Carey. And when you come, tell him Doc sent you, all right?
Yeah, there you go.
Now next, on Imani Writers Cohort, again, I have to do all of this. So next on Imani Writers Cohort is my goddaughter, attorney, Victoria Watkins. And she'll be on, again, that's June 22nd, Tuesday, June 22nd at 7 p.m. Again, we want to encourage you to tune in. Again, she has a new book. She has a new tea line. She's an entrepreneur. Again, it's going to be a blast. And again, I really want to just take a moment to encourage you to support Carey Borders,
Thank you.
all right,
Thank you.
at Fine Design Photography, all right? And so listen, as always, again, keep the faith. Without Imani, without faith, it is impossible to please God. And so you guys have a good night. Again, please subscribe to Imani Writers Cohort, subscribe to Imani YouTube, and also to ImaniWritersCohort.com. Go ahead and just subscribe to that page. And whenever we're on, you can be informed and notice will come and you can tune in. All right. Hey, listen, be blessed and keep the faith.
Thank you.